recorded live at 4ZZZ Studios Brisbane on 102.1 FM.
And broadcast across Australia on the Community Radio Network.
You're listening to Zed Games.
With 10 years experience and over 500 episodes,
Zed Games brings you the best in gaming news, reviews, community and culture.
Want to reach out? Message us on Facebook at ZED Games AU.
Hello.
You're listening to Zed Games.
Oh.
I'm Ronnie, and I am in control. I'm in studio with
Zara. I'm Zara.
And coming to us from somewhere is...
Live from the Musk satellites. It's Toby. I'm back.
Toby is speaking from the stars.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
It actually kind of does feel like that because his voice tends to come from the speakers above our heads, and it's a very embracive experience.
I feel like I gotta get low.
But I think we have a lot of things to embrace tonight, don't we?
We do have a lot of things to embrace tonight. We have the news.
Oh, the news.
And then we have a absolute whopper of a triple review.
Triple review from Paul.
A triple review.
For his last review of the year.
Yeah. He just really has to outdo himself.
Yeah.
And all of us in one go.
Mm-hmm. We wouldn't expect anything less.
No, we wouldn't. And
then
we're gonna talk about some, I don't know, gaming resolutions? Because I guess...
Yeah.
Look, we're going into the new year.
We
and
are.
People like to make New Year's resolutions.
People love to do that. And
Toby singing in the background there. Can we add All Lang Syne to the AMRAP now?
No. But I think it'll be very fun to discuss some of the gaming resolutions we have.
It will be.
There might be all wishful thinking, but that's what New Year is for.
That's what most resolutions end up being anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And sometimes the fun is just imagining.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of the doing,
I guess.
It's like everyone's like, I'm going to go to the gym every other day, but actually going to the gym every other day kind of sucks.
Yeah, going to the gym every other day isn't actually that good for you either.
Yeah.
But that's a whole other topic.
That's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about games.
Unless you're talking about the Pokemon gym.
Hey, I like it. Now,
Bring it.
I'd just like to mention, I enjoyed Scarlet and Violet.
Oh, did you?
No, get out of here.
Yes.
No, send him back to the stars. Meet him. I don't want to hear from him. Bye, Toby.
Hey, guess what?
Oh yeah, what?
The news is on me, so you can listen to me for the next 5 minutes.
Well, what a good segue. Let's get into some news.
Hell yeah.
This week in gaming news: goats, exploits, an aurora-filled sky, and games done and gone. Goat stepping on shoes, or going for viral takedown? The developers of Goat Simulator 3 Coffee Stain Studios have been slapped with a takedown notice from Rockstar Games for using footage from the September GTA 6 leaks. The now removed video featured an interview with Sean, a professional NPC, where he talked about his many experiences as an NPC in games, including in the leaked GTA 6 footage. After being removed from Twitter, it was replaced by a tweet from the company with a gif of The Simpsons' Ralph Wiggum from the Family Guy Simpsons crossover episode.
I'm in danger!
Act of stupidity or marketing genius? You decide. Why all the updates, Nintendo? You may have noticed the recent slew of updates hitting some old and new favourites from Nintendo. Coming with the patch notes, several issues have been addressed to improve the gameplay experience. These patches have been pushed for many games such as Mario Kart 7 for the 3DS, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Splatoon 2 and 3, ARMS, Super Mario Maker 2, Nintendo Switch Sports, and probably needed for many more. This patch is actually to prevent an exploit called ENL buffer porn, which allowed full takeover of the system without detection through security holes in online play, allowing access to saved payment information, as well as built-in peripherals such as cameras and microphones. The worst part? While the issue is relatively easy to patch on the Switch, the Wii U and 3DS eShop's ability to roll out patches for this and future exploits will close in February 2023, leaving any vulnerability open for future exploitation. Aurora, taking Sky, Children of Light, into the stratosphere! In a recent interview, Genova Chen, founder and CEO of That Game Company, creators of Sky Children of Light, revealed that more than 1.6 million players have attended the Aurora concert that first occurred on December 8th. This has been achieved through the intense work of the programmers and servers to maintain instances of around 4,000 players, each with emote interactivity to the entire instance, and a text-based proximal chat with players in their row. Contrasted to other games concerts, such as Fortnite with only 40 people per room, this highlights the near year of work for the team at That Game Company to make it happen. The show, officially called The Musical Voyage, contains several performances from Aurora where players are collectively involved in the visual space. The performance has been playing every 4 hours since, with the last show to play January 1st. Now, normally I do games coming out, but since there are none, I thought I'd list some of the games that shut down this year. Long-standing tactical shooter, America's Army. Released 4th July 2002. Shut down of 5th May this year. A MOBA that couldn't break League of Legends' hold, Heroes of Newerth. Released 12th May 2010. Shut down 20th of June this year. Fantasy MMO Terra, whose developers just wanted to move on. Released 25th of January 2011. Shut down 30th of June this year. Car Sim, Project Cars 1 and 2, succumbed to car and track license expiry date blues, with 1 released 6th of May 2015 and shut down 3rd of October, and 2 released 21st of September 2017, shut down 21st of September both this year. Overwatch, released 3rd of May 2016, shut down 3rd of October of this year. After just a year and a bit of life, the MMO Crowfall fell. Released 6th of July 2021, shut down 22nd of November. Free-to-play Super Bomberman R Online bombed out. Released 1st of September 2020, shut down 1st of December this year. Fuser, the harmonic successor to Guitar Hero and Rock Band, and reviewed by our very own Paul, just didn't hit the big time. Released 10th of November 2020, shut down 19th of December this year. Square Enix's Final Fantasy kart game Chocobo GP, not quite gone, but the store and purchased Mithril will be worthless past the shutdown date. Released 12th of January 2022, last update 21st of December 2022, and to be shut down 1st of June 2023. And literally every game that was released for Google Stadia. Opened 19th of November 2019, slated to be shut down 18th of January 2023. And that's all this week in gaming news.
That is it truly is. I'm sorry, I can't.
No, we have to take
Some
a
of them are
moment
No, you're
for
right.
all of the games.
Let us take a moment of not silence, because this is radio, and a moment of silence
You
is
won't
literally hell.
you
But-
won't catch us with the dead air.
Let's just take a moment just to reflect. Beautiful. Okay, great. Moving on. The
Can I
Aurora
just,
concert.
What?
Sorry, what was
Okay.
that, Toby?
I was going to say there are other things that I mourn, and mainly old Destiny content, but everything else I'm good with.
Oh, Toby, my heart cries with you. Truly does.
Anyway,
I'm just
Aurora
gonna.
concert.
I'm kissing my fingers and lifting it to the sky. I don't know who for.
Me neither.
The
Overwatch
first year, the first year of video games.
Yeah.
Okay, so you two haven't seen the Aurora concert, have you?
No.
I watched it on YouTube.
Yeah, you can watch it on YouTube. It's all there. It is very beautiful, absolutely phenomenal experience, and it truly is a beautiful culmination of a year of really, really hard work and coordination and cooperation, and it's just absolutely stunning. And I've never experienced.
50 minutes long.
Yeah, it's a proper concert, and it's so interactive. Like there's this like in between songs, Aurora actually talks to the audience and encourages you to like emote in response and call with her and sing along with her. And the game actually supports that. It gives you the space to do that.
Toby sent me a link to
Yeah.
something last night, and it was the concert, but it was like the whole transcription.
Ooh,
And so I was like, oh
yeah.
yeah, I can read it.
It is quite nice.
It's got the lyrics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just like it's a beautiful game. So her voice matches the game perfectly, and
She's
is
so cute.
yeah,
Aurora is like
And it has an end date.
yes.
Yes, it does.
If
So
you want to experience it,
Sky
It's free.
is available on Nintendo Switch. It's also available on Android. I think maybe iOS as well.
it is available on iOS.
It's free. You just need online subscription thingos so you can access the online community, which is honestly the most beautiful part about it. Highly recommend if you got a couple days to just chill out.
You know these weird days between Christmas and
In the year,
year.
yeah,
I mean, like today.
yes,
Yeah, that's one of those days.
yes.
All the weird days before you like go back to work or school
where everything
nothing
kind of
makes
feels
sense.
sort of fake
Yeah.
and like drifty.
The extended. Paul says it originated on iOS.
Ah,
It
that
was
makes
Part
sense.
of the work
That
was
makes
them
sense.
trying to make sure it worked. The amount of people trying to make them all work
Yeah.
within an iOS, that whole restriction.
Yeah.
Yes,
If you don't want to play it,
that's
watch
fine.
part of it. Watch part of the concert. It's quite stunning, and it just really complements the game really really well.
What was the other news? Nintendo. Nintendo. Just like, oh yeah, we're gonna fix all of this, but also half of it's just not gonna be supported after February 2023. Yeah.
That's your heads up.
That I had a little laugh about,
Hey.
because when I was reading it, Toby, and I saw that it had included the DS and the Wii. I was like, wait, don't
Yeah.
didn't
Yep,
Nintendo
Wii
like
U.
stop doing anything for those things ages
Yeah,
ago?
Yes, but also no. I guess I don't know. I don't think things are going to change all that much for a lot of people. You probably won't notice. I haven't booted up my Wii in a while, so
I don't have a Wii anymore. We kind of just
Oh, well.
got rid of it. But I'm minimalist when it comes to my consoles. If
Yes.
I'm not using it, I get rid of it.
yes, as I have benefited from.
Yes, you
Thank
have.
you, thank you,
I'm-
Ronnie.
Rip.
I'm literally staring
Rip
at 3DS
Ronnie's
games.
PS5.
So you're listening to Zed Games, is that it?
You're listening to Zed Games.
You're listening to Zed Games.
Hello, you're listening to Zed Games.
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 Perfect. Thank you.
That's right. You're listening to Zed Games.
Are we?
Yes.
Whoa.
I'm Ronnie.
Oh, hi,
And,
Ronnie.
in studio with me is Zara. And then
I'm Zara.
coming from the beyond is Toby.
Hey.
It's still there. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, good. We
I'm
haven't
still-
lost him.
The moment of truth when we wait for him to come over.
And I'm around.
You were just listening to Guttural Punch by
Ooh.
Sloane Smith from Raptor Boyfriend, a high school romance. I haven't played it yet, but
Could be an upcoming thing.
it will be. It will be. That one is actually, I bought impulsively because of
Oh.
a friend. And she was very excited. Actually, she's a composer. She's composed music for a game. And I've been meaning
Ooh.
to chuck it in somewhere, but I didn't do it this show.
Yep,
I'm
yep,
sorry.
yep.
Anyway, and before that, you heard Warrior by Aurora.
Aurora, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm-
And,
Paul's got something for us, hasn't he?
Paul has a whole trio of reviews.
He has a
for us.
full 3-course meal of a review for us.
He really does. And so we're gonna shut up now. And we're gonna let Paul
Paul
give
take
us
the
this
wheel.
review because I need Paul to take the wheel.
Paul, take the wheel.
You're listening to Zed Games. Here we go.
We draw close to the end of the year, and for many of us, that means a bit of spare time.
but also we're tired. So very tired. So for today's treat, I will be discussing not one, not two, but 3 casual 3D platformers of increasing ambition. And as all great 3D platformers go, we have delightful characters to play. A kiwi, an alligator, and of course, a vacuum. First up, we have Super Kiwi 64. This is a very small game. It's a couple of dollars to buy and only takes about an hour to complete. The single developer, known as Ciactro, has been building a name for himself making these small retro platformers. Previously we have covered Tori 2, which was all about speed platforming. Super Kiwi 64 is, at its heart, a loving tribute to Banjo-Kazooie, with a similar N64 aesthetic. The player character design even shares the same colour palette. The main achievement here is creating mobility that feels good. You move fast, jump accurately, and can extend a propeller from your backpack to help you glide and slam your beak into walls to get a grip. It's a very satisfying moveset, with the biggest issue being movement is so easy, there's very little challenge to be found. Each of the game's 8 levels has a theme and gimmick, while you'll be tasked with collecting a small number of things. Thankfully not hundreds of things scattered everywhere. The levels are focused and you won't be required to stray off the beaten track. Overall, Super Kiwi 64 is a simple throwback and you'll get exactly what you expect from it. Little Gator Game by Mega Wobble is a much more modern experience. In it, you play an alligator whose older sister liked to set up adventures to play in the wilderness. This is very much themed in the style of Breath of the Wild, so much that you have the ability to climb with a grip meter, a parachute to glide from heights, and a shield you can skate downhill on. It doesn't hide the inspiration though, but rather wears it proudly, and plays with it. The island that the game takes place on has been covered in monsters, and by monsters, I mean cardboard cutouts of monsters. While you have a weapon, there is no combat in the game. You simply hit all the cardboard monsters who cannot fight back. It's a mild disappointment in a game where you brandish a sword and shield, but understandable considering the rest of the scope of the game from this small indie developer. What the cutout monsters do, however, do is give you an in-game currency to spend, and more importantly, mark where you have already explored. The world is quite extensive, with lots of nooks to explore and hundreds of things to find. No map is available, and yet, when I completed the story and gained an item that helped me track down anything I'd missed, it only took me about 20 minutes to 100% the experience because I'd been encouraged to explore so thoroughly on my journey. Visually, the game is striking, with lovely cel shading and lush natural environments, filled with trees, mountains and beaches. I would have liked a little more detail in the distance, but it's all very inviting. The characters are cute and well animated, and the movement of the player is really smooth and enjoyable. You can even ragdoll your body for no real reason. It's just fun. Now, fun is of course meaningless, so I'll clarify. Much of the game is based around play. That's what the story is about, but also the gameplay. Throughout the game you'll uncover lots of alternative equipment. Whilst there are a couple of changes here and there to their function, the real reason for collecting these pieces and switching to them is to dress up. There are many interactions in the game that don't really have any purpose regarding reaching the end, and there's no reward beyond the interaction itself. The game wants to evoke a sense of playfulness with the world around it, and I find it pretty successful in that regard. By the end I was starting to go through the motions, but then it ended. It felt about right. The dialogue is a bit too overwritten and twee for my taste. I just feel I've seen too much of this tone in indie games over the last few years. It's nothing objectionable, however, it just didn't excite me. Little Gator Game is a delightful romp sitting somewhere between Breath of the Wild and a short hike, and will take about 4 to 5 hours to complete. Toggies, that's Togges, by Regular Studio This is a hard one. Level design wise, it's a bit Mario Odyssey and a bit Mario Galaxy. How it plays though, well, you're a Roomba, and you're indestructible. You generally don't even need to jump to go up a ledge of any height, so there's nothing stopping you pretty much just moving through each level with no obstacle at all. That's because you're more like a cursor. You can drop or pick up cubes, the titular Toggies, as you move around. You can't just put them anywhere, however, as they must be placed next to an existing Toggie of the same colour. If you want to interact with anything in the level, you have to get a Toggie to it, so therein lies the challenge. As, unlike yourself, Toggies are very much vulnerable to the environment. They can be stacked, but only up to a certain height, and you have a limited number of them. That's okay though, as you can always suck up any Toggy on the field and increase your maximum count by collecting markers in the environment. Those markers also become permanent blocks for you to build against. The goal of each level is to collect special fruit before moving on. This fruit may also unlock different colours of Toggy, all of which have their own special properties. Oh, and the cubes have cute faces and squeak. What this results in is a truly unique puzzle platformer that in my case had me needing to reset my natural instincts when returning after each break from the game. It's some weird mix between Pikmin, Snake, Mario, Katamari, and hell I don't know. For something that looks so familiar visually, I struggle to define it with direct comparisons for the gameplay. The levels are open, with the freedom to tackle the challenges however you wish. There are small, focused challenge levels to discover that are generally a little bit more difficult. While the platforming isn't as a traditional 3D platformer, the strange laying down and sucking up of blocks can still require dexterous execution. It's not just puzzles, you will be required to navigate more action-focused scenarios. The levels have a lot going on, are very large, and each is uniquely themed. One of the first levels happens on a large crescent-shaped moon, for instance, and you'll find all kinds of contraptions and creatures in your way, from cactus cannons to sleeping dragons. It's not all rainbows and sunshine, however, as the game has some rough patches. Mainly some mostly small camera issues, and one big one. You can't look up. I don't understand it. The levels are big and visually interesting, and you're often needed to climb, so being able to look around freely would just make sense. It's just generally annoying, and occasionally specifically annoying in some challenges. The levels themselves, as mentioned, are open and expansive, but that can lead to a lack of direction, which again could probably have been helped with a camera that lets you look around more freely. Toggy's feels very good, but hasn't perfected its mechanics. Some minor jank coming from blocks not always laying where you want can lead to some friction. Still, for a completely original concept, it's pretty solid. Hopefully it can find an audience and we can see another take on the idea in the future that may be slightly more refined. The game will take around a dozen hours to complete. I played all 3 of these games on the Switch, and I'm happy to report that they all ran wonderfully, smoothly, with clean graphics that didn't suffer any major drawbacks from being on the weaker hardware. Each of these games is also available on the PC, and Toggy's is additionally available on Xbox and PlayStation platforms. Code for Lil Gator Game was provided by the publisher.
It's the end of the year and the beginning of a new year.
Yeah, and you know what people tend to do around the new year?
Make resolutions they know they're not going to keep.
But isn't it fun? Isn't it fun to just imagine for a minute that maybe you will keep them?
I like to tell myself that I keep the resolutions. I was pretty good about my book buying ban until about this week.
Well, look, you made it to the final stretch.
I did.
And I think that,
there.
and I feel
So
like,
close.
I just want to take a moment just to sort of be like, celebrate the half wins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, celebrate the half wins. Think
You
about where you got to, not where you didn't get to.
Failure is not an option. Is an option.
We're taking
It's
this so
always an option.
seriously. But we're going to be talking a little bit about gaming resolutions, which
Licked the microphone.
things that like we might wanna take more care of. Maybe there's a series that we really want to get into. You know what? I'll go first.
Go first.
My little resolution is that at least once a month, I'm going to pick a game from my Steam library that I have not played, but bought years ago thinking I will play it one day. And that's just what I'm going to do.
You
Each
know
month, pick a game.
I don't even have enough of those games to get me through a year. So I feel like I could do that.
Yeah.
Do you want to borrow my Steam library?
No, I've got plenty. I'm all good. But I mean, we can share Steam libraries. It's
we
fine.
can.
We
yeah,
could.
We could
It
do
is
that.
legal.
Yeah.
It is legal.
It's something that they do because, you know,
Family.
sharing games
It's
is
allowed.
what we do.
That's how we
It
got through
is.
our childhoods.
Yeah.
Childs.
Oh.
Whatever.
I don't know. Toby, what are your resolutions?
I've got. I'm sitting here thinking about them. So I've got 5, but I think I went a little bit too gaming.
Too gaming? What do you mean?
Too gaming. Use those potions. I never use consumables, and they
Yes.
just fill my bags needlessly. This year, I will use them. Cook more and eat at new places. I hardly ever eat buffs as well. It's time to try something new and possibly tasty. Only buy things when I'm going to use them in games. I don't need one of every outfit / sword
Yes, you do.
or whatever.
No, you don't.
Just get what I need. Move on. Unless it's really pretty.
Unless it's really... I'm glad you put that in there.
Multitasking. Stop multitasking. Stay on task. Focus the main quest. The others you can come back and do later.
No, that one doesn't sound fun.
That one sounds actually really
stand-
difficult.
And stand in the mirror and tell myself that playing easy mode is a valid gaming option when you have other commitments.
Especially,
and believe it.
And also when you're just bad at games like I am.
Yeah, sometimes you can just be bad at games.
You know,
That's
I
fine.
look at normal mode and I go, hard.
Oh.
I feel like a challenge today.
Those are some good...
There you go, there's mine.
Those are really, really good, Toby.
Those are really good.
I almost
Now
can't
I'm
believe
deleting
that
the
you...
list.
I
Not
almost
looking at
can't
it
believe
again
that
until
you
next year.
didn't just wrangle that together in the past 5 minutes.
Absolutely
did.
not. Could never.
But I think I think it's always important to acknowledge that you don't have to be good at games to be playing video games.
Let's just take a moment to remember that time in my life and also Zed Games' life where the only games I came to you guys with reviews for were survival games, which I am notoriously terrible at.
But isn't it fun?
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. My gaming resolutions. Play more games. I didn't play games as much as I wanted to this year. I think I want to pick my Switch up a little bit more. And also, I would like to do a run of a game that I have previously played, something like Skyrim or Zelda, where I don't kill people and take all of their stuff. I would like to play a game
where you're not evil?
A run through of a game where I am not
peaceful
pure
mode.
Chaos. That also goes for Destiny. Zara. That goes for Destiny.
Are you sure about
I
that?
will play a game with you where I am not pure chaos.
A single game?
Zara doesn't.
A single game? How long is it like a 2-hour
like
session?
Like a whole. You can take it through.
Like a whole
campaign
where you don't try to knock me off a cliff with a sparrow?
Yeah.
When I'm in my menu?
Yeah.
That's half the fun of the game.
That is half the fun of the
Toby
game.
will be knocking both of us
Yes.
off. Yeah.
Yes, I am chaos.
We'll both be... I'm reaching
We're
across.
gonna
We're gonna...
handshake.
Yay! A pact has been made. I hope
Anyway, just remember, New Year's resolutions you make because you know you won't be able to keep them.
Oh. Damn. Dang it. Dang. Oh, okay.
Listening to Zed Games.
I do have another little resolution that I wanted to do as well. And that's kind of more of a gotta look after your body, you know, in my old age.
Sorry.
I
That
don't
wasn't
know
you,
this.
that was at
I
Caroline.
don't know
Caroline
what
just
this
said my
is.
New Year's resolution is 4K.
My New Year's resolution is an OLED monitor.
Sorry, keep going.
But I want my setup to be more ergonomic. I'm tired of my wrists and fingers and thumbs hurting when I play video games, so I'm switching pretty much every single game. My goal is to switch over to using a controller.
That's
with
nice.
the exception of Destiny 2, because I'm too set in my ways for that.
I am the opposite because I hurt when I use a controller, which is why I don't play console that much, and why I don't use my Switch nearly as much as I would like to. I find ways to use keyboard and mouse.
There we go.
Yeah.
We kind of got a little bit of like a opposites but same goal.
And I try to keep good posture when I'm playing, and I try to play in a well-lit room.
Remember, everybody?
And drink water.
Prawn check, okay? Everybody at home, prawn check. If you're shaped like a prawn right now, straighten up. Thank you. Have some water as well.
In your prawn state.
Prawn check.
I'm sitting in a dark room, leaning over a microphone.
Toby,
staring
no.
at bright screens.
Toby, no!
Join me.
No, please game in a brightly lit room. Our parents weren't joking about that. That actually does bad things to your eyes.
It does. We sit here coming to you live from our radio station, both wearing glasses.
Yes.
In a well-lit
studio.
Looking at two screens.
Yes.
Well, I'm looking at two screens and a panel.
I'm looking at you.
Yes.
I see you.
Join me.
And it feels really
wearing
nice
glasses.
to be seen. It's the end of the show.
Oh, and in the end, it's
we're
just
gonna see-
you and your friends.
And it is just me and my friends
Yeah.
in studio and across the airwaves.
That includes you,
And
listeners.
It does. And Toby at home.
And Toby as well.
Yeah.
I keep
That's
forgetting
true.
Toby's not actually in the
Toby
studio.
is not sitting in that chair. That chair is empty.
Yeah, but the chair is kind of pulled out, so it's
It
almost
is.
like he could be sitting in it.
He could be.
Yeah.
He could be here with us. You know what?
It's okay, I'm
been
just
a
going to
really
sit here
fun
and
show.
cry.
No.
No, don't do that, Toby.
Oh, that's too sad.
It's a time to be happy.
It's a time to be happy. We're coming up to the end of the year. There's so much potential for next year. Who knows what's going to come out?
I'm gonna be starting my PhD.
Yeah.
Toby's gonna sing again.
Yeah.
Zara's gonna.
It's probably going to be more Sonic content next year as well.
God. Oh, no.
Yeah. It's just
Do
a
you
gift.
know what? Do you know what? I'm so excited.
What?
Because what was this episode? This episode, somehow, my first episode, somehow
Yes.
was my first episode.
We
Completely in control.
exactly.
Hey.
Everything planned and run by you.
Ah!
You did great.
Screaming into a microphone.
Round of
I've-
applause.
I've been at this radio station for how long? And,
Longer than me.
Yeah, too long. And this is somehow my first show, and it has been a wonderful time.
I've got to say, I'm enjoying your announcer style.
Are you proud of me?
I'm very proud of you.
Yes! That's
Did
all
you
I
enjoy the
wanted.
Without question.
Okay. Well, we're gonna say goodbye. Anyway, bye!
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Zed Games.
If you'd like to listen to more, check out our podcast on Spotify.
Or follow us on social media at ZED Games AU.
See you next time.